think y'all were like top 5 in sacks, top 5 in tackles for loss in the country.
Yep.
What went into that? How y'all got to that point, and how can you get it here?
Yeah, it's just starting in the spring and really having those guys having an understanding of, hey guys, everybody wants to rush the passer, but guess what? We have to stop the run first. So having guys take pride in, their run techniques, stopping the run, studying tape, understanding formations and what blocks I'm going to get, and just really detailing that stuff to get to the point to where you can earn the right to rush. Okay, now that we have these opportunities to rush, there's limited third downs and opportunities to get off the field. And so we want to be, we want to affect the passer. It won't always be a sack. It may be getting the quarterback to move out of the pocket. It may be batting the ball down. You just want to affect the game at some point as a defensive lineman when you get to those third downs. And so we had a system that we used, and we stuck with it. We worked it hard every day, and those guys were successful. So, same thing we want to bring to these guys here, just the mentality of, hey, it starts with us. We have to stop the run, and you have to earn the right to rush. So we're going to spend a lot of time on detailing the work on stopping the run. And then once we get to rush the passer, we got to win our one-on-ones. We got to push the pocket, whatever it takes to affect the game. That's what our guys got to do. And so that's what we'll build here, just that mentality that it starts with us.
Can you also talk about Justin Rogers, which I picked up from the pool, and
yeah,
your thoughts on him, what you liked about him when you saw him?
Yeah, it's easy to see when you turn on the tape and the guy's playing, some of our competitors, and he has 8 tackles in the game, and he's running and he's physical up front, a big man in the middle. It's easy to see that translate into what you need him to do here. So it was a big addition to bring some experience that's been in the SEC. Bring a competitor and add some competition to that room. I think that's the biggest thing. I want guys to compete in that room, and guys that have experience that are ready to go. So he was a huge addition for us.
You mentioned Montrell and what he's kind of brought so far. How important has he been? He's a guy who has such a great story, and then he's a guy who's a sitting FBS court or sitting SBS assistant. He now comes and joins, and it's going to help you out. Yeah,
man, that's awesome, man. Montrell is a huge addition for us. We talked about working together and being together because, when we were at Liberty, he was just there for 2 weeks and he transitioned. But I think it's huge for him to leave his own room where he's coaching, those defensive linemen there, and to be able to come here and work with me where we can do this thing together. I think that's huge for him to make that decision, and I think he understands, like, hey, this is the SEC, this is Auburn. We can do something special here together, and that's why I tell him all the time, hey man, you're not working for me, you're working with me. We're working together to capture these players, to recruit well, and just really build a dominant front. And so I think he's brings a lot of energy, a lot of juice, and I think he's exactly what we need, for our guys.
Y'all's room at Liberty this past season, such a successful. You had a couple guys who had 10+ tackles for loss. What was the biggest factor that went into y'all's success this last year?
It's the buy-in. Guys have to. If the players don't buy in to what you're teaching and what you're doing, it won't go as well. But I think those guys just really bought in to what we were trying to do, to where they would have player-led meetings where they would watch the tape before I even get there. And they'd be coaching each other up. And that's what you want to build in that room, where they know each other's jobs and they can hold each other accountable to that, and to working hard, running to the ball, to playing out proper techniques. You want that to be driven by the guys in the room as well as the coaches. And so I think that's what we had. We were able to build just a group of individuals who came together but held each other accountable to a very high standard. That they would auto-correct. They correct each other. And so that's exactly what we want to build here at this level, at a bigger level. Just getting guys who can hold each other accountable, not demeaning each other, but understand and pull them to the side and say, hey man, that's not how we do it. This is how we do it. This is what you should have done. So just having that understanding and having those guys together, man, you got to build that camaraderie in the room and still maintain the competitive edge of guys competing for opportunities and snaps.
Jeremy, you got the nose guards, tackles, DNs. Is that right? Is that
Yes,
your
that's
room?
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And are the old edge guys? Are they now jack linebackers? Is that how you?
Yeah, they'll be referred to as jack linebackers. Yep, the old edge guys.
Bringing in 3 transfers.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that mean? How badly did you need those guys just for depth, rotation, compete for starting jobs? How important was that?
I mean, we need those guys. You know, we came in, you know, whether guys were out of eligibility or went to the league or whatever, for whatever reason, not here anymore. You know, you look at the roster and we had, you know, not a lot of experience, not a lot of depth. And so you want to add to that. And so we were able to get, you know, 3 really, you know, guys with some really good experience in different conferences, one being in the SEC. So I think that's huge to get guys who've been through the fire a little bit, and then add some younger guys as well through our high school guys. But, you know, huge to add that experience. You can't beat experience. So huge to add that, and those guys have been leaders for us already.
Is Rogers a nose guard, and how the other guys kind of fit in?
Yeah, I think you know, you wanna have guys that can play multiple spots, right? So, you know, hopefully he can play 3 in nose and 4 eye, and he can play across the front, so we can get our best guys on the field at any given moment. But we just see those guys being able to play, you know, multiple positions, and that's kind of what we want to bring in, guys who can play multiple positions, just from 4-eye, 0, 4-eye, and 3s and shades, and just to be able to do that, execute that properly.
Coach, with teams throwing the ball so much these days, how important is it to have depth on your defensive front?
Yeah, with tempo and guys throwing the ball, you know, I think it's huge to be able to develop a rotation. You know, I'll tell my guys, hey guys, if you can play, I'll put you in the game. You know, if I can trust you, I will put you in, because I understand the importance of, you know, a guy 300 pounds can't go full speed, you know, for 65 snaps, 70 snaps. You know, you're fooling yourself if you think you're going to turn on the tape and not see a loaf versus tempo teams, and these guys are playing so fast. So I want to limit, you know, the amount of snaps where guys are not going full speed. I want every time you go full speed, and I'll roll another guy in. So that's what we want to build, and that depth is important to have that.
Probably especially important in September when you're playing in the SEC and it's a little warm.
Oh, no doubt. It's a little warm. Need the rotation going well. So it's definitely important to have a bunch of guys that can play. And that's what we want to do this spring, just get our guys ready to play, as many as we can. You know, people ask me all the time, like, how many guys? As many as we can. Guys that can go play, they're going to play. You know, I tell recruits that you can come in and you can go do it. You can go play. And so that's what we want to build here.
Keldrick coming in, do you see him as a jack, or
I think he can play. Yeah, he can play multiple spots. It's good to have guys that can come in and do them both. And so he'll be able to play multiple spots.
When you talk to Coach Roberts about the defense, what does he tell you he wants from his defensive linemen?
Yeah, just physical guys up front to be able to press blocks and get off them and make plays. You know, just to build that wall. You know, we're the first line of defense to build that wall, and to create opportunities for TFLs up front and get guys in the third down and really push that pocket, you know, and get off the field on third down, get the ball back to our offense. You know, so I understand the expectation of what's been asked of me and my guys, and so we look forward to getting that going.
Having that aggressive defensive style, is that something you like as a coach? Or is that something that makes it easier to recruit players? Is that what they like to?
Oh man, when you can talk about, you know, TFLs and sacks, that's what, you know, it's easy to recruit that, you know, when you have those opportunities to be aggressive up front. You know, we're gonna play blocks and all of that, but we want to create opportunities for TFLs as well. So I think that's easy to recruit too, because you end up in a situation where, you know, if you can stop the run, you can rush a little bit, and everybody loves to get after the quarterback for sure.
How important is Marcus Harris being a guy who's got a lot of experience here?
Yeah.
Sort of being the top returning guy.
Yeah, Marcus is a guy that's very valuable to us. Just his experience, you know, him being from this area, this is very important to him. I can tell you that. You know, with our conversation we had, we built a pretty good relationship. together as well, but he's a critical piece of what we're trying to do.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Right. Thank you.
Good.
With the Alta Jackson, Zach calls his guys the Jack Boys. You ever get them?
Man, talk about that,
You ever
huh?
get them confused?
Man, talk about that a little bit, huh?